All right, Hero Cogs here. Next to Hero Cogs, transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Happy New Year. So I'm doing this on New Year's Day, January 1st, 2026. Apparently, thankfully, I got a day off today. I was not expecting one. I definitely was glad to have one on Christmas. I was not expecting one on New Year's, but apparently, our place is closed. So, yeah, I get to have a day off. So that's awesome. So yeah, we're gonna just do all our hateful parts today. Then I can just keep posting them and do other stuff later. All right, got a lot of stuff to put into this one of these notebooks here. You have a I have a place I buy a bunch of. I can buy these. They're about $4 a piece. 5 subject notebooks. I have 3 of them. So yeah. I'm gonna fill them up with all kinds of stuff, and but continue to buy more. College rule is a little different than my wide rule that I'm used to, but I can live with that because they have a lot of paper. Not bad price. So let's continue on here. Switching for writing. So let's continue on here. With transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail, basically me reacting to a bunch of screen caps on YouTube, video, and other response comments. I'm gonna guess these email lifestyles and a few other things. Trigger warning: if you don't like what I'm saying, go ahead, click off the video, and go watch something else. Do not lie and say there is hate mail in my videos, because there isn't any. It's speech you hate. That's a different story. Let's continue along with people getting these all these conversations and mutual development versus basic biology. Mutual development with that. And we get me ticked off about that. But first, before we do that, we have some not safe for work fan art. The internet's back on, so we're ready for the internet again. There are times when I want to see. Uh, there are times when I want to see smoking hot cartoon girls. Okay, Rhonda Willington Lloyd or from Hey Arnold or the characters like that, and the girls like that, Jessica Rabbit, there's so many different characters that are just smoking hot girls I want to see showing off everything. There's sometimes I want to see cute ones like Pomni, in this case, Gatomon. Gatomon from Digimon. She is all, basically human sized. This fan art has her human sized, getting, with a dude, white dude, is having some fun. Is mating with her. Yes, giving her the business there, and that's really freaking cool. I like seeing that stuff because it's cute and also sexy. So yeah, cute and hot is awesome as well. Let's continue on with our, you know, there you go. Let's continue on with our hate mail. We might actually stick with just talk about one picture at a time for the not safe work portion. Just that's not bad though. That is not bad though. But yeah, it definitely helps stretch things out a bit. Even though of course now the internet, so there's like billions of them, but still stretching things out. Cool. So let's continue on with our stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that was vaginal sex. Let's just say also growing up looking ghetto on those vaginal sex. I'll be very specific about that. He was giving her the business in her vagina. So that's very important to talk about. Very important to say to make sense about that because there's also anal, oral, and things like that. So those are different. Those are different. You don't have to say oral. All right, as good as vaginal. Trying to get that vaginal. So let's continue on here with 8 mail. Screenshots. Yeah, I just finished watching Star Trek 6. It was epic as heck, as usual. It was amazing to see it again. You know, amazing to see it again on my computer, DVD player. It was very nice. Yeah, it talks about a lot of deep stuff. And then, of course, I find out that there is an actual Shakespearean play that has been done in Klingon. People dress up as Klingons and have Klingon, the props and things, but it's basically the play, the Shakespearean play. So it's it's very interesting to see. There was like a extra. The one of the DVD extras talked about it. It was crazy to think about. It's awesome to see it. Because it's like, wow, still crazy stuff. A lot of deep thought thinking about things, life and death and stuff in there. When they clear on, of course. Yeah, so good. Let's get on with this hate mail. We have a dude, looks like a dude, trying to dress up like a girl in his thumbnail. And he says, I forgive you for your actions and only wish you understood your actions. Bullying is painful and not an act of kindness and compassion toward others. Being on a computer and casting comments will not make you a hero. Quoted the Bible. He said, judge not, you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Judge not, that you will not be judged. For the judgment that you pronounce will be judged. You will be judged with the measure used. It will be measured to you. Judge not, you will not be judged. Now, here's the issue. They love to use this verse to try to say that you shouldn't say what we're doing is wrong when it is. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue to talk about how bad that stuff is. The transgender lifestyle is wrong. It's built on lies, deceit, fear, jealousy, anger, bad ideas, horrible things. But here's the issue. He, got to use the right pronouns. He did not not quote the verse properly. Okay? He had stuff in there trying to say, judge not this to be judged, because that's what they know. But they use as an excuse for this. But no, the verse is designed to be like, be careful. I'm not saying don't judge at all. It's be careful when you judge, okay? Because the same measure you judge, we measure to you. So I was glad we judged for lying. And I say I was glad we judged for hitting on this horrible lifestyle filled with lies. Yep. Because it is about lying about your medical sex and trying to trick people into thinking you are something you're not, so you'll treat them the way you want to be treated. They want to be treated. Here's the problem: it's conformity. Basically, it's basically someone saying, "Yeah, don't I look enough like what you like to treat me, so that you'll treat me like I want to be treated?" Right? Yeah. The males are like, I look female enough, right? So you'll treat me like a female, stereotypically to be treated, right? I look on, girls are like, I'm like a male. I look enough like a male, so you treat me like a male to be treated, right? Right? The grass is always greener on the other side, stuff going on here. They both each want to have treated like the other. And it's sad because there's issues with both. It's sad as it goes. Let's see here. Someone says comments. I'm only saying the transgender people should be allowed to transition. I don't think so. But gender isn't the same as sex. So they cannot use the gender identity restrooms or someone else. And someone else says, "Here guys, can you stop using she, her pronouns for this female?" Effing disgusts me. I feel like you could do things like that and not realize you could be hurting them, or you realize you're hurting them and still choose to do stuff like that. Read more. I say, you mean stop telling the truth about her? Sorry, I am Christian, so I can't do that. Like, listen, the Lord, they just read the light. Read more. And I say, I disagree. Transitioning is deception for pronouns or lies. I agree that they should not go to the bathroom with their sex. They feel like, though, that stuff is effed up. They're trying to get the treatment they want. Lying about the radical sex, doing all this nasty stuff is wrong. Oh, crap. Bad screen cap. Next. No, it was just the empty one. No, bad one. You talk about if it's like not safe for work. I talk about it. It's a blank one. It's like my screen cap. My search on my phone apparently got a screen cap. It didn't work. Next. Someone said, you are a great artist. But you're wasting your time with this transgender crap. I'm like, nope. This transgender crap. Did I say that? Or someone else said that? I might have said that. And so it says, get out of here, trans 12. No. And so she clearly he's happier living as the man. He always was through lies. Ignore her ovaries, Wolverine ovaries. Nope. No one chooses to think this way. They choose to think this way. Many knew they were different, so uncomfortable to skip people, including myself. Read more. I say, no, the truth will never go away. And I said why it was erased twice, but the tree talk will always exist. So the attempt to express the truth failed. I'll talk about it on my show. I tried to erase them, but it doesn't work. I just got screen caps. Yeah, might as well just leave the comments there. People will see them anyway. Might as well. And so it says, I basically my old video back at my old house with my old phone. Where's that guy? Where is he? Yeah. The old BlackBerry. This thing here. Old BlackBerry. I use that. That's a pretty low quality signal there. Low quality camera, but it worked. And commenting transgender lifestyle is dangerous part 2. That was the video I made. And so it says, okay, darling, even if Pride Month is over, you can be proud and come out. And I thumbs up. And I said, why, thank you. I proudly come out as Christian, but I don't believe in Christian. So I must continue to stand against the homosexual and transgender lifestyles. So that's how it was. How much time we got? Okay, a little time. Let's continue on here, please. Next. Go. One more. I did. So person knows the answer on this one lifestyle. Then my screenshot. Trying to hide the truth won't work. I tried to erase comment, but didn't work out. See you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube and DeviantArt.